Doc Rivers is working as a NBC analyst during the Olympics, but he had time to tell Yahoo Sports this about Ray Allen's departure from Boston. People can use all the Rondo stuff, and it was there, no doubt about that, but it was more than Rondo. I'm the guy who gave Rondo the ball. I'm the guy who decided that Rondo needed to be more of the leader of the team. That doesn't mean guys like that, and Ray did not love that because Rondo now had the ball all the time. Everything was back at Rondo, and I look at that and say, that's not Rondo's fault. That's what I wanted Rondo to do, and that's what Rondo should have done. Stephen A., I'll start with you. Do you like, love, or hate what Doc Rivers had to say?
Well, I don't want to go as far as say I hate it, but I don't like it and I didn't love it. Doc Rivers, both Skip and I believe he's the best in the game.
Yep.
You know, we've known him. I know him personally for years, and I think he's a phenomenal coach and he's a leader of men. And it's with that thought in mind, being a leader of men, that I was disappointed in the comments, because I do understand that it's about winning and it's about getting the job done. But if there's anybody in this game that I thought would be more in tune with making sure that you took care, you massage those egos and that personality to a healthy degree while still maintaining the focus on the priority being team, I thought it would be Doc Rivers. I think that he dropped the ball here with Ray Allen from the standpoint that Ray Allen is not just he's not just an elite shooter in this game. Shot 45% from the field, 45% from three-point range, only averaged 14 points, missed about 24 games this year, was battling injuries throughout the year. And you can certainly understand the need for a guy like Avery Bradley, who gave them defensive intensity, things of this nature. And who am I to question Doc Rivers as a coach? I don't know anything about basketball compared to him. But at the same time, I also know that Ray Allen is class personified. Yep. This is an elite professional. I'm talking about in terms of character, in terms of doing his job, in terms of handling things the right way. This is Ray Allen. You can't, he's just an elite dude on that level. And so for me, it's like I'm saying to myself, yeah, I can understand you needed Avery Bradley, give you that intensity on the defensive side to start off a game or whatever, but Ray Allen approaching the last year of his contract, wondering what his future was going to be, being a guy that helped deliver championships, having a chemistry and a camaraderie with the other two, meaning Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. I know Rajon Rondo is your guy. He's the floor leader, an elite point guard in this game. But you sort of get the impression like, ooh, Doc, you could not have done something.
So you blame him for the way he handled the situation, but do you blame him for acknowledging his fault?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I applaud him for acknowledging it, but what I'm saying is what he's basically admitting is that some of the things that he did in terms of the way he handled it may have assisted in alienating Ray Allen and leading to Ray Allen electing to leave to go to Miami instead of staying there and playing for him again. And the Doc Rivers that I know would have found a way around that, is what I'm trying to say. You don't see Doc Rivers lose players. That's all I mean.
I'm with Jamel on this, and I have high regard for your insight into Doc as a man and a coach.
Yeah, he's a great man.
But again, that's not exactly this question, because I love the fact that Doc took the public PR hit for this. He took the blame. He took some of the onus off his point guard, who is now, Rondo, in danger of becoming portrayed, maybe in Boston, I don't know, I'm not there, but maybe as the man who ran Ray out of town. And that's no good because, listen, in the end, Ray is gone, never to return to the Boston Celtics. Doc knows that. Doc knows that his ticket to ride next year is that upcoming point guard, who at the end of the year was maybe the best distributing point guard in basketball. I think he's eclipsing Nash at this point as the best distributor, getting everybody involved. I'm not sure there's anybody better as a passing point guard than Rondo.
If Rajon Rondo could shoot, he would be the best point guard in the game easily.
He can score, but he can't shoot.
You got to be able to shoot.
Okay, but in the end, this Celtics team, it's just reloaded pretty well. I think it's a legit threat to the Heat if the Heat don't perform up to their level next year, even with Ray on their team, and they certainly brought in
bringing in Jason Terry helps. If you're going to lose Ray Allen, you want a Jason Terry to replace him.
You get Avery Bradley healthy. I don't know if they can, but you get KG really healthy and Paul really healthy.
You add Fat Melo, you add Sullinger in the draft.
Hey, I like that team. I'm not saying I love it, but I like it. And I think Doc likes it, and he likes his chances. And he's just basically saying, look, I put the ball in Rondo's hands last year because it belonged in his hands. And if Ray didn't like it, I'm just putting words in Doc's mouth. That's how it's coming across to me. If Ray didn't like it, then fine. He can go to Miami.
Well, I think what you saw was Doc Rivers, because a lot of people are going to bring up Rondo because we all know that his relationship with Ray Allen wasn't the greatest. And Doc Rivers was electing to address it from that perspective. But don't think for 1 second that Doc Rivers' decision to make Ray come off the bench once he came back from injury as opposed to putting him in that starting lineup didn't resonate profoundly.
Oh,
with Ray
I
Allen.
get that.
And so
but was it the right decision to make it Rondo's team last year?
Well, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, it should always be the point guard's team. That's why the point guard is so important. It should always be the point guard's team. There's no doubt about that. I can't believe that somebody like Ray Allen, who basically gets open and shoots, would have a problem with it being the point guard's team. I don't believe that.
Maybe this particular point guard.
Well, this particular point guard, if the point guard's looking away from him, not getting him the ball. But he averaged 14.2 points per game, and this is despite him being injured, and we know he's a sharpshooter, and plus you're talking about feeding Paul Pierce or feeding a Kevin Garnett. So I can't imagine that that was that big of a problem. I think the biggest problem was that the Celtics were making it clear that they were moving in a different direction with Avery Bradley, and that resonated. And all I'm saying is, if you're Doc Rivers, the Doc Rivers that we all know and love, is so incredibly skilled at managing and being a leader of men that it's hard to imagine that somebody like Ray, class personified, would walk away disgruntled at Doc Rivers. That's what resonates with me.
All I know is I can't wait for Miami at Boston.